keep getting these inboxes. We're here to do the update for the energy for the month of March. We do weekly updates. I don't know. I'll look at it after. We were talking about tarot decks, okay? Because she has been very kind in donating some beautiful decks, which I need to smudge the new one that's come through. Sit with the energy. Infuse my energy through it, as well as connect with them. For the feminines, you may be feeling, and we're going to do it first, we're going to start this video with an Ascension report. Then we're going to get into the cards, and then I'll answer super chats at the end of it. We do have your star signs up at the moment, which I fiercely ran through. Hi, Angela. How you doing, doll? And so first, we're going to start with the Ascension report. And that is for yin and yang, masculine and feminine. The new videos I'm going to be adding is going to be similar to my subscription hub. In a sense of what we have on offer. So in the Twin Flame Hub, we do have the Ascension report, which does the mirror work inside it, which is kind of cool because you can refer to it throughout the month. But you also can get your actual wellness report, you know, how it's going to be affecting their chakra system, how it's going to be affecting yours. And then when things come up, you know where it's coming from and you know how to get back into balance. So at the moment, this week, you can find 4 divine feminines. You're probably quite productive during the day. You could be on a little bit of autopilot, but you are going to be experiencing a lot of fatigue. And both parties really in the mix of this are really experiencing fatigue. The one thing that did come through between the Pisces moon and the shadow phase of the full moon is that there is the devil in the detail we need to look at. So, you know, Neptune is the bringer of truth. The moon is in the place of Neptune and Jupiter at the moment. So, in a sense, being the 12th house, it's our psychology surrounding it. So, for divine feminines, it can be in your day-to-day life. It may be how it directly affected your money and your value and your self-esteem. It could be that there are circumstances playing out that you're in your masculine attributes of your life trying to achieve, and it is making you feel foggy. Some of you can be having situations that you would rather do the pleasantries in life than the social responsibility side of life. And the other side of the matrix can be that you're getting a lot done, but you're actually questioning, can you actually achieve those things? Can you actually balance those things out? For the masculines, great fatigue. This is going to be an amazing month for breakthroughs for them. Emotionally and initially, they may find this to be something they'd rather tune out of, something they'd rather avoid. And it's not that they're not doing the work, and it's not that they're not addressing areas of their life, but there is something in their life that is getting cut out. There is a lot to do with their family coming up at the moment, but in a shadow phase, it is helping them psychologically come to terms with those areas, as well as they might find that they're feeling quite shocked that they had a belief to do with something. So family, career, money, and the way they look is coming up. For divine feminines, you guys by about mid-month may move into fitness. You may move into body care and self-care, self-love. But again, we do need to really watch for the devil in the detail with these circumstances and not believing everything is gospel. Really taking a moment to maybe read the fine print, to maybe see why we believe something in a certain way. To make those dreams come true. Maybe they're going to take a little bit longer, and that doesn't have to be your connection. It's in your general life. Hi, Kerry. Your general life of those things that you're dealing with. There can be for certain zodiac signs, which in the star sign subscription, I do cover your wellness, which does show where the emotions can be coming from, how to balance your chakras in that given week, what foods to avoid during that time. That can amplify it. So it kind of gives you the overview of how to handle the transits and to feel that you're not going crazy, to be perfectly honest. Because our system, we are in the matrix, we are not of the matrix, but our body in an environment can get affected. So in knowing where that lands, It can actually help you deal with the Ascension. Interesting. Okay, feminine. So you guys are being challenged at the moment. You guys are being challenged to look at what communication means. Look at what you feel to do with the situation relating to communication. For some of you, you may have got some communication coming through. For some of you, you know, you could have this real longing at the moment. For those of you in, you know, no movement with that direct person, and it can be really bringing about some psychology in that of separateness. And you're not really separate. You know, we had a candid talk about this yesterday, my twin and I. So communication's on your mind at the minute. You know, howling to the moon. It's like, why can't we just get a move on with this? Now, the one thing we do need to understand is this month is fantastic for masculines breaking a pattern in their life. What example did I give? I gave an example to a fellow subscriber. And it was, you know, sometimes we do things and we believe in society that's where we stand, and we take roles on in our life. And the one beautiful thing on my twin flame path that came was a fellow friend who was working with me to show me the mirror work, but also to directly show me where we place too much emphasis on other people and have a role that we're taking from childhood. So sometimes that role in your family, maybe you have to have your crap together all the time, and you've got, you know, so we can have a very rigid experience when it does come to the way we are looking at what that person is doing. But if we can look at where we've been there, maybe in a circumstance, we did come to a resolve with that, and it did actually close it out. Pisces, for the divine masculines astrology, is their 12th house, and it is very much as above as below. So emotionally, you can't get that emotion out of that person. That person has to look at that emotion themselves. And so even if you said, look, you know, I empathize and I understand, which is perfect, it's lovely, it's that person still has to psychologically come to terms with whatever trauma it is, whatever adversity is that they're directly dealing with. That's where we directly can break that pattern. That's when that karmic cycle, in association to the circumstances masculines in, is being broken. They do this for the feminines. What you need to understand is you are closer than you think to a breakthrough, but you need to this month not personalize it, because this is like they've gone to the auto shop, they're having an overhaul, they're coming out and they're going to be a new version of themselves. But if you hear circumstances that they're going through the grapevine, you guys might be feeling, gee, you know, I've got to do something. What is being shown to you is that answer the call that is coming inside, but also if you're blocking them or you're doing something to that degree, you really shouldn't need to, because if the person is, how do I put it? How many of you have blocked your twin most recently? You know, blocking your twin is you putting yourself in the naughty corner and then saying, no, I'm not doing this anymore. But if you're still thinking about it, you actually still are. So not doing it is more you gaining that control within yourself, that you're not going to personalize how they react. You're going to leave that channel of communication open, but you are not going to, you're not going to respond to any toxic behavior. You're just going to know that it's something that they're going through and not personalize it. Just because we cut off contact, it doesn't mean to say it's over, because psychologically, if it is still going on inside you, it's actually not over. Do you know what I mean? So it's a inner child response to a circumstance that is frustrating you because of the communication, and you're better off to move into it so it doesn't define you. You know, Kerry and I had a kind of conversation yesterday, and people always ask me how I directly dealt with those circumstances, which, yes, at times it was quite toxic. It was quite angry and bitter and resentful, you know, the 7 stages of healing. But then on the opposite side of the spectrum, once it doesn't actually affect you, and you can look at a human's behavior from more the psyche over the 3D of that's how they feel about me, that's your wound, that's actually not always what is happening, then you don't tend to personalize it, and you have your nav man in control. So there is a circumstance for divine feminines at the moment that they are having an egoic experience to do with the dream, Pisces, right? That you are feeling, okay, if I communicate, is that bad? And, you know, the one thing I can say in communication, right? If you have gone an extended time where you haven't been communicating and you hear something has gone down for them, and your version of your humanistic self is to have empathy, it's okay to have empathy. You still can move into that and choose to communicate from a place of empathy, understanding, compassion, and statement. So if it's a statement and you're putting that out there, that's fine. What they do with that is up to them, but don't stop being who you are. Now, if it was you were smashing their phone with text messages, pushing, maybe feeling that you had to stay a certain way, you couldn't evolve and you couldn't change because that would mean everything that you want is going to be taken from you. Look at what you currently have right now and say to yourself that's a falsity. Giving a person space when they've asked it is fine. When something else shifts in that storyline, it's actually okay to be open to communication. Now, in the communication, if blockages have come through and you're saying, look, I'm not waiting anymore, maybe I need to move forward, what you need to understand is we're choosing in every experience to have breakthroughs, okay? So this week, there is going to be an opportunity for you to focus on self, to get things done. There's also going to be an opportunity where more communication can be coming in. On the masculine side, like I said, it's come up in their cards. There's something to do with family coming up, and it is healing them. They're sitting in the shadow of it, and they're like, okay, did I believe I needed to be something? Did I believe I had to do something? Did I have a feeling towards mother and father? It's all to do with tribe. It hasn't been dealt with. It's being dealt with currently. Is the cosmic connection between you and this person there? Yes, but they're also connecting into their cosmic connection as above, as below. So through this stage of the Pisces Virgo axis, what it's actually activating in the chakra system is the crown. So what can happen during crown activation doesn't necessarily mean it's flowing like a piston in an engine successfully. It will experience it in an ego-centric demeanor, if that makes sense. So if we're really stuck on, in our beliefs, stupid, and it doesn't mean they're stupid, it means if we're stuck on a belief somehow in a very fixed, rigid way, we do need to clear the third eye. So some of you divine feminines will be getting headaches, and it's because they're purging that. But some of you could have this going on in your 3D life, in your masculine attributes of your life. That is the yin to the yang. Is it a creative project, which at the moment for divine feminines, there's a lot to do with creativity. Is there something that you're needing to do, but you're looking at the map and you're seeing what they're doing and they're like a soldier, man down, man down. Don't think that. What within your power can you clear? Make sure you have a lot of fluid this month, guys. Now, Virgo is both Mercury, but it's also higher heart chakra. Now, the heart chakra is where we are able to manifest from. It's where we put our love and our commitment and our energy into these things. But if we're protecting it because it's broken, which it really is always, we do have broken hearts. We get disappointed. We feel victimized in circumstances. This month for feminines and masculines is clearing their higher heart chakra. Even more so is because placements are moving into Aries this month. And so that's a double whammy of Chiron and Aries, the wounded healer, directly being cleared so that we can be open to this experience. So it will, even though these two chakras here are being activated, in certain zodiac signs, you will have a different chakra having pressure on it because of it not being able to get to hair. Lots of fluid. If you get nervous, step back. Drink fluid. Reflect. Listen to your higher consciousness. Is it ego of fear, or is it the highest pinnacle point of the 5D? So the masculines this month are having it sort of like this. Foundation and the crown initially. Trying to look at family, career, money, self-esteem, the way they look, and being able to achieve those things. And then meanwhile, if, you know, we as divine feminines come up and we're experiencing that in our own 3D lives, that's two vibrational energies that are connected jointly, realistically, but one can't, you know, what do we say when a plane's going down? I had this beautiful comment that was placed on Facebook, which, again, now that I've gone through an element of my awakening, I don't look at things the same. Sometimes people may accidentally personalize that, but once you actually see this point, you don't tend to look at things the same ever again. So it is both a blessing and a curse, the twin flame path, but it also shows you where you have been quite stuck and rigid. It shows you where you were taking roles on in your life, where abandonment wounds were coming up, where control-related dynamics were coming in. So for the masculine, this is what's going on. The funny thing is we have the prison card in reverse, which is good. It's a good thing. You know why it's a good thing? Because the 12th house does relate to the house of incarceration and imprisonment. Mental asylums, things to that degree. So in astrology, that's what it can connect to, but it's also human psychology, belief systems, Gaia energy, where we can get to that peaceful place. And in Ascension, the one thing we're always wanting at the end of it, aside from the connection, is I want to be able to vibrate in this universe without it directly affecting me. I don't want to feel this sick, scared pain. I don't want to feel this fair base frequency. So this has been going on again. This here for them can be egoic. It also can be the Leo moon that we had. They're still recovering from that. There was an ending in that area, a new belief. Also, due to the fact it's yellow energy, again, it's family, double family. Do I go left? Do I go right? Where am I in the mix of this? What do I want? Not just what everyone else wants from me. Who am I as a person separate to everything else? Is it manageable? So split on the fence. The other thing they're looking at is the fact that they do feel very, very connected to you, which is beautiful. And sometimes it can feel as though, oh my gosh, again, who do I make happy? You don't want them to come towards you in that fashion. You want them to feel, which they generally do. I can be honest with you guys. They generally do see that you are a person that is their yin to the yang. Okay? But the pressure that they're feeling is the factor for them is they do love you. The factor for them is they do want to be with you. Dealing with these circumstances and having expectations on themselves that they have to look gorgeous, that they have to have their body perfect, that they, you know, have to have this control and, you know, enough money, enough ability to be able to help everyone. It has been pressure. There are some things they're shifting in their life at this point to get back onto stable foundation. They may get, they may go into a bit of a habit phase. That can be maybe drinking, smoking, you know, doing those things, but it's only going to be temporary. Sometimes we use pacifiers to cope with situations that are going on. What you'll find is within these transits with Pisces, it won't tend to work. So what used to work before to calm that vibration and to put those rose-colored glasses back on in a circumstance and sweep it under the carpet, that's not working anymore. Another thing I have seen, especially through my guides, is that even though we are away from Venus and Mercury retrograde, it's in this month now that that exhaustion, all of those situations is coming up. And it can be a lot of breakups, leaving jobs, leaving families, leaving circumstances, leaving a home, leaving a spiritual vibration behind. Now, it's not that we never have those connections to the families, providing they're working with us. It's more the factor that something in that has changed, either an emotional situation. It could be that some are transcending over. It may be that they're leaving a physical home. But this is actually, it's kind of throwing them in the middle. How do I put it? It's a little bit like if that was what was defining them before, suddenly when they have this revelation, it could be a circumstance where suddenly it's done and they're kind of like, oh, it happened to me. Then they're like, what to from here? So they need a minute. Okay, they need a minute. Who am I outside of these energies? I think, so this post was written on Facebook. And it was, we need to be here for each other. And it's true, we do. But at the same time, it just baffles me when you do look at the human psychology, is that many of us get into relationships well and truly before knowing ourselves, well and truly before we know how to thrive and how to love our lives. And we're existentially living for another person. So when we do go into these circumstances, we are really going into it with a cup half full. And, you know, with addicts, for instance, they say if you can't actually look after a plant and keep it alive, you're not actually ready for a connection. And that's really true. I mean, how many of us do go into connections without spiritually being ready and then go, oh my goodness, what have I got myself into? So when we're helping people, 9 times out of 10, the things that we're stating is actually what we want to receive. And this individual that made that statement actually does help a lot of people. Always beyond her own personal needs. And so we need to question those things at the moment, guys. We need to say to ourselves, are we actually showing up for ourselves? You know, I even said to Twin yesterday after I was talking to a person who's in the house, I said, do you know how many times I was holding you up and believing that that's what my role was? Nah, if he just gets there, if this just happens. And I was taking it on like a full-time bloody job. And then why? Because psychologically, I believed once he got where he needed to be, we'd be okay and I'd be okay and everything would be okay. Meanwhile, my life behind me was falling down. Now, what an egoic experience to have. Okay, well, I'm going to fix you so you can come fix me. No, if I had been focusing on me when he did fall down, I would have been all good and he would have been all good because I would have been, you ready? Okay, let's go. 2 men down isn't going to work. What do we say in the plane? What does the air hostess say? If the plane is going down, you are to pick your mask up, you are to put it on your face, because if you're out, you can't help no one. So, question right now, Divine Feminines, is in your life right now, with your money, your career, your wellness, is it in control? Is it in control? What needs the first point of your addressing right at this moment? And if your twin was to come back today, oh, Elizabeth, I'm with you. But we're focusing on that, doll. Those of us in union, I've actually started doing the reports on my website. I'm also, for those of you, probably at the end of this day, I am going to have a notification center. Okay, so that notification center will give you updates to do with the lives because we can only have 3 posts a day. So if you want to get an inbox message from my website, go through, jump on, do it tomorrow. Or you can just jump on and subscribe to the website. But I will be opening a landing page that will be giving you guys the notifications, okay? If you want that. So it'll be a little beep, and we do have the app now. So I've connected the app on the main landing page. Before you had to get an email or something to that degree to actually locate the app. Now I've actually hosted it on the pages. And you can click it, it'll take you, and you can basically connect it in, drop it into your phone, and you have me on the go for all your updates. Any blog posts I put up, any sales coming up. Let's see. So, huge breakthroughs. So, when we do have a trigger, even though we may not be perfect right now, if you are focusing on your masculine attributes of the side of the fence, some of you might be thinking, am I in the right job? Some of you might be thinking, am I doing the right thing? Don't be Rapunzel. Best analogy I could have this month. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let your hair down. Okay, it's safe up here at the top, but down there it's really dangerous. I need to get all my ducks in a row. I need to have enough money. I need to have food in order to do that. Uranus and Taurus for Divine Feminines this year, and the North Node in Taurus is your nervous system. You're going to grow nerves of steel. You're going to need to keep a little bit of the old and a little bit of the new. So if you're changing careers and you're currently working, you totally require that, and you want to build a business, you're going to have to do both simultaneously. Till it's got its foundation, then you can cross over. And that is the suggestion for the next 18 months. If you are transitioning careers, this is a great month to do that. Get in it now. You may not see the rewards financially, physically right away. As we move away from that Pisces moon, that's when you're going to have direct movement. But it can be, it's going to start getting fast. Okay, so this is the calm. This is the download. This is the spiritual resetting of your beliefs inside of your life. Can I do this? Am I good enough? Can I achieve my dreams? Yeah. There you go. It's smart management. It's like, okay. I mean, when I started on YouTube, it was a video, man. You know, I was literally saying to a couple of people this week, there's no way I would have been ready to do the things I do now. Because you know, what the vision wasn't there, number one. The experience I had to learn to do what I do today is so much more. I met this fellow Patreon on Instagram the other day, and through my experience over the 5 years in business, my website, because I'm in Australia, I have time conversion clocks. I've got currency converters. I'm in awareness of time settings of different countries, metrics, temperatures, you know. I've learnt those things. So in a business sense, this gentleman was putting posts up to do with astrology. However, in this side of the world, you're behind, man. You need to get in a day earlier, like where it may be the first for you. In another country, it's the second. So it's this awareness of business management that we grow. But I do feel at the moment for feminines, let's see what's coming through with you guys. You're moving into being a boss ass. You know what? You know, you're like, right. You could be thinking and trying to make a decision, okay? You could be also looking at your wellness, your structure, your money. I'm telling you, divine feminines, inside your gut this week, hell. Drink fluid, do breathing exercises. You can get knots. You may need to go to the toilet. It's quite purgatory. Your energy of your nervous system needs supporting. Do breathing exercises. Stop and breathe. Remove the white noise. If you can't do it, like we always say, I don't have time, I don't have time. Usually what we're actually saying when we do that is, I'm feeling under pressure. It's actually not that you don't have time. You haven't been able to manage your life enough to make time for yourself. When we get nervous, focus on service, I keep hearing that in my head and it's like, no. See what it is. Step back from that painting at the moment. Where is that frequency coming through? Because I do see unions coming through here. But this is the preparation for the foundation for it. I mean, you know, if you quit on your life and you quit on yourself, you're not ready for your twin. That's 2 men down. And, you know, you will come to a space where it won't define you, but you will be in duality. So you can go, I'm looking at you, honey. They could be doing something that is so bad for them. But if you can learn to empathize, understand, and look at it and go, I just like you. I'm not stronger than you. You're not stronger than me. We both will reach our threshold with situations in our life. And as long as we're not enabling each other, we're both going to get there so much bloody quicker. That's where you're going to see the shifts. So don't get scared of the things that you hear and you see this month. Trust your instincts. Think outside the box. Don't be a collective thinker. Be an individual thinker with dissecting the information you receive. Why is this triggering me right now? Is this my circle of concern? If I was to message, would I get upset if I didn't get communication? Am I spiraling into human temper tantrum? Is it still defining me that way? Because you'll be looking at it. At some point, you will become like a bloody Buddhist monk. I'm telling you, you'll be like, that's interesting. I'll see you soon. You just will. You honestly will. I'm gospelly telling you. Once you look at something too long, yeah, the knots in the stomach there at the moment. So it is the anxious energy, but it's also, like I said, we're going to get dehydrated, guys. So you're either going to be going to the loo a lot, you're going to be nauseated. It's tension because we're doing so many things. We're getting pulled in so many directions. Pisces makes us want to just have a drink. It's like, can I have some pretty and beautiful and lovely, you know, French kiss, beautiful, lovely, wish you were here. Yeah, 100. But remember, they're feeling it too, dolls. So, you know, you're in the King of Swords at the moment. You're trying to be fair. You're trying to be balanced. You're like, where's my money at? Where's my happy ending? That's why you're feeling the way you are. You have your happy. Yeah, I had to say to myself, okay, there's 2 options here. I may have had communication with my twin, and he could be bringing his, what will we say in the spiritual community, fuckery with them. And I can't even handle my own. So why would I question that? Universe hasn't got my back. He's doing his. He's farming his life, right? And I'm looking at mine and I'm like, that paddock needs toiling. If I can't toil my land, babe, can you come toil my land? Sacral chakra energy is going to be spiking. I'm telling you, you want your passion, you want your lust, you want your fun, but there's everyday life. And it's avoidance. It's that energy is like, use that power for something, pour it into something. Overactive sacral chakra, you're going to want to play. You're going to want to play. I'm just saying that, okay? You're going to want to fight. It's overactive. Reduce the red food groups. Purge if you need to. Sit with it. Give permission for 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. Move on to something else. If it's a new circumstance, spend the day if you have to. But if it's an old circumstance, you're to give yourself a countdown so that you're retraining the pain body mind. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Take a breath. Go, that's how I feel. I honor that. What can I do now inside of my circle of concern that is more productive than this? Because this is going to mess my mind up and it's going to take me. It's like, okay, we've got a whole ship and we're trying to navigate it. We're trying to balance it. We're masculine and feminine. If you can't get your compass correct, well, you're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to cook. You're not going to be able to look after your kids. You're not going to be able to have a love life. This month is important to feed your soul, to drink fluid, to go through a detox. If you're really bloated, detox time. If you're needing sustenance, listen to your body. If it's coming from an emotional sense, don't eat it. It's emotion, journal. Big judgment calls. You're going to become a mover shaker. You're thinking of ideas from the past. Lots of creative projects. You want your balance with your life. For those of us in union, most of us are building the structure and the foundation. Most of us are like, okay, we are going to make time for that happiness. It is not just going to be about work. It is going to be, yes, we need to feed our souls in a sense of what we're doing. It's in alignment with who we are. But we're also knowing, some of us are going into that question, is it even worth it? But it's more in the 3D of maybe employment. But fighting as well, it's futile because you're going to communicate. Elizabeth knows this all to be too true. I know this to be all too true. Giggle knows this to be all too true. It's like, should I personalise what happened? I've got my own dramas going on. And I know we're going to talk, so... okay, it's showing the unstable. Yes, are there situations that are unstable? That's what we're working on this month. The psyche, the foundation, the people, places, and things. We've got all planets direct, right? All planets direct. And we're like, oh, this should be good, right? You're going to have more energy. Okay, all planets direct. Don't lie to yourself. Be truthful to yourself. We can do that when we're talking to friends and that, you know, but deep down, then you go home and you're talking to yourself. You're like, I'm pissing in my own pocket here. All right. So what is unstable is being corrected and tweaked, but it's going to set you up for the next 13 years. We don't understand how important these transits are. This is opening a new door for you. If it is in your career, Divine Feminines, if it is within this connection, it is very, very good. Yes, house clearing. I said that in the star sign subscriptions. I give you tips per month of what to do. So clear your home. Prepare it for new energy to come in. Dream states. You can have both psychic downloads and you can get stuck in the 4D. We're doing 3D. Why did I go like that? 3D. 5D, 3D, and 5, 4, 3. The 4D is going to be where you're in between two realms. Nightmare states, psychic attacks, present thought processes, egoic expressions, fear. Okay? Going to the higher, you see the full potential. Everything's safe up there. What is that psychology showing you? In the 5D, you tend to have a great connection. I mean, the other night I woke up and I thought I had an experience with my twin. I went, am I awake? And he's like, yeah. And I went, okay, I thought we were doing something. And he's like, Did we? 5D, man. But 5D can happen on the 3D. You've got to bring that energy in. So we're astro traveling at the minute. Universe is showing us things. It's showing us certain things. Our body may not be able to do those things at the minute right now. So, I didn't even look. You're getting sexy back. Yeah. It was so funny. Okay, who's a Capricorn in the house? Any Capricorns? I'm going to have a drink. I can't wait to answer the questions at the end. This is going to be so interesting. Okay, there is going to be more energy. There is going to be movement. You still may be, like, some of you are in your perfect alignment. You're like, look, okay, I know the direct circumstances going on. I know what this is. I'm focusing on my pinnacles. I'm focusing on my self-worth. Self-worth isn't usually, how would I put it? It's not loud. It's Cap North Node. It's not loud. It's more, it's matter of fact. Okay? Okay, you are going to hit a snag, but you will be very assertive when it does come to stuff arounds. If there is a circumstance at the moment with your counterpart, you will have to look at that in a realistic sense. The moon in Pisces is going to help you to do that. Jupiter in Pisces will require you to do that so that you can redirect your approach to the situation. Okay? Is it causing stress? Yes. And it's different to I'm spewing blasphemy to you because apparently, you know, I'm in my energy of aura of king or queen. No. Or due to the fact that they've done something, they're doing it to themselves, not to you. They're doing it to themselves. If we're choosing to dance in that circumstance, it is to you, but that's your power, right? There's stress coming up. There is stress. Takes two to tango. There is going to be a joining. There is going to be movement. Okay, let's get an animal totem. There is going to be movement, but in your physical life, and we do have the joint energy, which I'll hurry up and get into that. There for them. Okay, what's happening for the feminine? Anything else we need to know? So, I do see some of you changing your eating habits, some of you changing your vibration, you're wanting to socialise. I wouldn't do anything rash. Now, like I said, transitioning your job's a great time to do such. This is, because all planets are direct. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Transition. Could you get more money for the things that you do? 100%. Right now, 100%. Yeah, something needs to be dealt with at the moment this week. You will feel the energy of your twin, but you'll sense it. But if you know the reasons why, don't get triggered. What is coming up for the masculines? There is something that is coming to a close that they're making peace with, where they had been very standoffish and maybe focused on gold, focused on work, it's shifted. Something shifted. It's like, does that really resonate with me? Are they going to get some benefits this month? Yes, they are. Something is coming to them in a sense of financial abundance. If they have had struggling issues with it, I feel by mid-month that's shifting. This can be tying up loose ends, selling a house, getting a new job, launching a new project. This is a great month to launch new projects. So I feel their focus at the moment is on that, but at the same time, they're having these psychic downloads to do with the issues. Now, they're mapping for shit in the future. Right. But are they pulling the tower down themselves? Yes. If they're not passionate about it, they're leaving it. Okay, they're having the courage to move forward. Why? Because they're being helped by the astrology. They're no longer letting things define them. Look at this in the heart. Free spirit. Freedom of soul to be who they are. This will be the celebration. Could they go into toxic habits temporarily? Yes. But they need a break. They may think this is their way of having a break. It won't be long. It can be indulgent, substances. It's not long. Because they're going to climb back out of it. It's going to cause issues. And the conflict's still going to be there. Do you know what I mean? That's when they're going to tap into their emotions and realise what they need to do, which is going to cause this. Freedom. Change. Outcome. Change. Time to be for themselves, and who are they apart from everyone else? Beautiful. Loving it. Crowning energy between feminine and masculine. Family, tribe, conditioning, emotions, creativity. Okay? Bye, doll. Okay. What we're doing, we're facing a shadow and we're moving forward with life. What do we need to release? It's a restructure of our lives. But each side of the fence at the moment is changing things about, feminine and masculine. Okay, we could be strict on ourselves. Oh, God, why didn't I say that? We can feel in lack mentality. We may be less inclined to give and needing to focus on, you know, could we go into victim consciousness? Yes. But there could be brand new ideas and breakthroughs. I feel emotionally there is a brand new beginning here. I feel that there could be a circumstance of becoming more balanced, becoming more heart-centered, becoming more empathetic and understanding. So it is going to calm down. Our ascension will calm down. I think both of you for a bit there was really scared that maybe somebody could take from you what was yours. Nobody can ever take from you what is yours. Not really. Okay, both of you want to have a sense of autonomy inside this connection. And those of you, I do feel those of you who are still doing some shadow work, and you may not be aware of it, what you need to understand, if you do go back into the connection and you haven't learnt to fill your cup, those ambitions will come up inside you, and you'll realise if there is this unhappiness, so to speak, it's like you have to feed your soul. So both of you are being asked to not believe in the falsity that if you're together, everything's perfect. It's like it isn't. It's not that you don't have problems. I mean, Elizabeth and I can vouch for that. It's that in the heart, both of you are understanding that we entered into circumstances in our lives and then realized our cup was half full. And, you know, the happiness doesn't ever completely come through from another person. I mean, you could be sick and you won't be happy, and they can't change that. You could have failure in career and feel down on yourself and they're trying to pick you up. They can't fix that. So it's these human experiences we have that we're tapping into at the moment. But I feel there's almost this co-create, you know, this is a feminine moon energy month. You know, both Pisces and Virgo is feminine. So you're going to have to learn to be both intuitive and working on the 3D. Can you balance both for your ambitions, for your, you know, masculine is moving quickly. You may think they're a million miles away. They're actually closer than you think. Okay, there is going to be a breakthrough. This can be office between the both masculine and feminine. Are they juggling things at the moment? Yes, and I don't feel it's relating to karmic. I feel it's relating to life in general. There could be transitions of career. There could be them juggling their emotions and deciding what is best for them, which I did say this would happen this month. It can be tackling their schedule as well as, again, balancing family and other people's needs. They're asking now, can I maintain that? Where am I in my heart to do with that? And I knew that bloody sun would come in like this. I might have to move. So we're going to get into it in a minute. I'm out the back. I just wanted fresh air. So, a spiritual offer. Emotions coming back. It's all coming back to me. Letting down. A time to balance. I know. No bloody halo here. You know that. Okay. We will hit a snag. And that will be by the Virgo moon. Don't personalize it. It's what it does is when we hit a snag, it helps us actually go, okay, how can I redirect this so that this doesn't become problematic in the long term? Do you know what I mean? But this could be a delay. This could be a change of the circumstance. I'm going to have to move. Let's shuffle around. So tell me what each one of you have been experiencing. Give your fellow subscribers and viewers a bit of a tip about, you know, are you in the connection? Are you single? Are you, you know, where are you in it? And what has been playing out for you? And that way they can actually see what some of the circumstances are that each of you are dealing with this week. It is very creative. You could feel very like sparks of influence, innovation and ideas. Had this great idea the other day, and it's only because I do work in media. And I was like, why doesn't this package have that? And then my twin said to me, well, you should sort it out and make it. And I was like, don't you think I've got enough shit on my plate? You can be it, YILDIZ. That's true. We can be it. You know, great idea. Great idea. I mean, get used to media at the moment, guys. This is going to be, especially for the kids, it will be very important for them to understand how to. They're probably doing it better than us. You know? Advertising technology. Oh, okay, we have a ruin. I forgot. Let's get it. What is the overall energy and update for divine feminine and masculine? And for those of you that haven't seen, I have done channel messages, which is very different to this. It's a psychic reading for masculine, feminine, and the karmic. It's up on the page now. And I have created their own folders so that if you need them, you can get them. Okay, we have, and it's not even upright. We're going in a rotisserie. Okay, means day. It is the last ruin in the mystical ruin row, signifying the eternal weaving and beginning and endings. Well, it is the infinity symbol too. In many traditions, the new day began at sunset rather than dawn, thus darkness preceding the light, and the day understood as a whole cycle, the full spinning of the earth. The 24-hour period, including both light and darkness, therefore representing a holistic understanding of day rather than the dualistic opposite of day and night. So meaning they're all intertwined, they're linked, it's one. Feminine, masculine, one. The shape of the ruin is an angular form, and it is in the shape of the eternity. Okay, and it's funny because this is how it's supposed to be, but at the moment it's like that. So I think you're looking up. You're looking up to Gaia when you should be looking inside yourself. You're going to get downloads, right? The other thing is, okay, it's always darkest before the dawn, magical twilight moment. It's an annular cycle. We're moving into a new annular cycle at the moment. What else does it say? Okay, new beginnings, awakening, transformation, breakthroughs, clarity, synthesis, and growth. Where is it coming from? From Gaia to us, to show us the psychology, to show us where maybe we need to, you know, push our energy into change in a circumstance or release in an emotional sense. It's a positive ruin, promising a new dawn, the emergence of night to celebrate the mystery of creation itself, which again, this is a feminine month. So it's an emotional energy, but it's also deeply intuitive at the same time. The sun is about to smile on you. Reversed, it simply means a wake-up call. Well, yeah, that's going to do it. So what was that, Dawn? Yeah, I think, you know, it's just where you get to a point you just say, oh, I can't lie to myself. Okay, fair enough. I miss this person. That's okay. That's healthy. That's, what would we call that? Emotional intelligence. Okay, that's emotional intelligence. They did this, they did that. And, you know, I've been there, man. And then you kind of like back at it and going, are they okay? Of course you care. Like, let's not lie here. You care. You do. Okay? Now, I'm going to have a quick sip, and I might go inside because this bloody sun's pissing me off. Maybe I could go on an angle. Swinging about. I like fresh air. And I just, well, I have been awake for about 2 hours. Editing the website, getting things ready. I have clients' videos to do today. Get the cards. Cute. Next time I'll just remember to plant myself here and it won't be an issue. Anywho, okay. Anyone want to ask a super chat question while we're here? Otherwise, I'll love you and leave you. Calendar's filling up fast, so if you need a booking, jump on it. I've got a lot I'm doing this month as well, so first and best dress, pretty much. And those of you who are on the books, depending on how quick that website grows, geez, it more than likely will be who has booked, who has been a booking client. In the midst of it, with the growth of the website, will come down to those ones will be the, you know, clientele I will focus on. So it's a little bit like doctor surgery, and it gets filled up. Once it's full up, you know, it'll then be, well, in order to receive your information, it'll directly be through the star signs or the twin flame updates, you know, in the growth of the business, or it will be the ones that are on the books that actually do get that as a lead. So if you haven't made a booking, make a booking. You need to be on the books. Otherwise, you know, this is where it gets to. Super chats. And again, the subscription is cheaper than a booking. It really is. Gives you a whole month. You get your twin flame astrology. You get the freebie membership hub incorporated. Carrie, let's see what's coming through with you, my love. What's that about? You may hear some more news. I'm going to get one for him. Yeah, you might hear some gossip. I think this person may receive a new position. They're aware that, you know, you heard through the grapevine. I think in a way, there is communication that is going to come in. All right. How it's coming through may be interesting. The psyche inside this person's mind is still relating to once things are sorted out in the employment sector, they're ready. That's what's coming through in the cards. Is once that's achieved, you know, gossip is coming through, new situation coming through. But once that's achieved, once that new beginning's achieved, they're ready to communicate. They're psychologically, they're not stuck. So it's still coming through as quite positive. They're still dirty at that other individual. Furious. Let's see. One more card. Yeah, they're furious. Like I said, they're in their heads. They're like so furious, but that they will move beyond that. But at the moment, it's made them mad. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, it's not to do with you. It's more they're pissed off at that person. They felt that was a betrayal, but you've been authentic. You know what I mean? So nothing's wrong. Don't stress. Giggle. Tell you something. I don't know, between you and your twin, I really dread looking at these. Giggle. Dawn's as well. When Dawn asked me for a super chat, I'm like, okay, what song's coming up? What song's coming up? It has been 2 weeks since... What am I picking up on? You know it always comes full 360, Dawn. How many temper tantrums can one have? You know? And then you just look at it and go, okay then. Leave your name and your number. I used to say, I think it drove me that crazy over the 25 years. I was like, even when something really bad happened, I try to cry, which would have been a natural, you know, response to the circumstance that went down. But I couldn't. And I was like, what? Why am I not crying? I had no more tears to cry because I knew it wasn't a permanency. So I was like, this is the way you want it. This is the way you want it. Cool. Okay, back to Giggle. This journey, if you don't laugh, you will go insane. I'm telling you. Oh, and awakening's hard. Behavior patterns are hard. Psychic energy is hard when you are learning to use it, and it's hard. So in life, when you have these adverse situations, did you message, Giggle? Did you message? They're all daydreaming. Okay, whatever you messaged, if you haven't, I think you should, because they so hate their life right now. This card is the card of boredom, right? But I did say this would come up, right? What comes up when a person is living a life that is Hades is that we then look at it and go, why are we doing this? And then suddenly this beautiful, juicy, divine feminine comes into their life with some nice comment, and they're like away with the fairies. And of course, Neptune is the dream. So you're like, guys, paint the dream. If it's really horrible over there and you're being in your harmony and you actually do have a nice life. I mean, theoretically, if you're in alignment, you are having a nice life. Is it perfect? No. But you're okay with that. You're like, this is a process. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm investing in myself. I'm seeing that they're like daydreaming. Look, they've got responsibilities. They don't want to do it. And they're like that. This is why I said channeling you and your twin is funny, because sometimes I get some insinuendos coming through. Whatever you have said, you have tickled that person's fancy and they're daydreaming. Okay? Yeah, they're daydreaming of this bright new beginning, but also all the bright new beginnings you could be having in all sorts of lovely ways. Romance, wine and dine, hotel stays. Yeah, it's a very tempting offer, okay? They're like, have fun with that, Kiggle. They know that if they go over there, they're staying. They're staying. They're like, it looks nice. Bless. Very tempting. Are they paying attention to work at the moment? No, which is probably not the best thing, but yes, they're thinking on it. That's quite funny. Thanks for that, Google. I really appreciate that. It's always really amusing. Okay, I feel like we are at the end of the 3D journey after 19 years in and out. He is staying at his karmics. Well, how is it being traveling, Dale? You know, in a karmic situation, right? What you tend to find is, say a person's in a karmic relationship and you're a twin. And you need to answer this honestly inside yourself, because this is what a pattern I've seen with my twin flame clientele is, were you psychologically, through viewing that person in a karmic relationship, being taken back mentally into other situations you had previously been in that maybe we had an attachment to, a belief, an association with, and we were accidentally healing? Was that what the go was? And more than likely, your previous connection to this individual may mirror, in a sense, either your twin or the karmic. Did you guys have a similar experience with his karmic situation? Does this make sense? You just sent a song. Oh, God. What, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? My twin plays that all the time because he believed back then I used to look like her. Yes. Had to get a drink. Sorry. Not sure what you're saying. Okay. The current situation that your twin is in. Have you experienced a similar situation in your own personal life? Were you stuck in a relationship for a long time? Was there an alcoholic? You know, what were the matching polarities? I won't be long, doll. Okay, that is usually in a pattern, and this is the mirror work, right? So the mirror is what I've noticed in the twin flame path. I've been on my path over 25 years. When I sat there through the previous separation is when we say that there's a runner and chaser, no, we're both doing it at the same time. When we say there's a karmic, there is a karmic inside us. Psychologically, we are healing over the past, but we're also holding a belief system. And then the universe gives us our twin flame and a karmic connection for us to view that. Because what we don't know is once we break that cycle inside ourselves, it breaks over there. It closes. Okay? You may have in your mind believed that the karmic was stronger than your twin. Am I right? Did you feel for a while your twin was the victim in that circumstance? Or were you angry at them for not seeing? How did that experience go for you? I'm going to try. Okay. Now, was it angry or was it they were a victim? Okay, so now what you need to understand is in the twin flame connection, when we're having these experiences, he's not a victim, he's giving it permission. But you, in a point in your previous relationships, believed you enabled a person or you were the victim. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in that previous connection for you, what did that look like for you? Did you do things that you didn't want to do? Did you feel victimized by the situation? Were you controlled or was it vice versa? Okay, now, can you see you reached it and you did end up going, sod this? Did you choose to leave that situation? Good old mirror work. There you go. Now, you need to say, if I can do it, he can do it. And I knew it was a problem, but I chose not to do something about it. And I endured it for way too bloody long. Your fear is linking to your past, not his. Once you let that go, it's going to release the karmic cycle inside your chakra system. And you have to say to yourself daily, my situation and his situation is not the same. Now, are you being intimate with this individual while they're in the karmic relationship for believing that there's no way you can have it because he's just going to live in it forever? And you don't have to answer it, but it can benefit you in the long run. If we are then psychologically believing that is happening with that person and we are dancing with it while they are in a karmic relationship, okay, the reason we do that is because we don't believe we're worth it. We don't believe they're going to leave. And we remember back to what we endured. And we're like, they're never going to leave it. They're just going to be there forever. You know what I mean? And it's because you're believing that. But that's what you went through. That's not who they are. And they don't need to leave if there's no reason to leave. If you keep everything cookie cutter the same and they don't have to address their experience with this individual and say, I need to make peace with it. I'm wanting a partnership, not a caregiving position. And it's not that we don't care for people, but we're not caring for ourselves if we're not choosing ourselves. So he's not being given an option to choose for himself because he could have both. And it's not that it's like the theme of having your cake and eating it too. It's I'm actually going to let somebody down here. I feel like a prick. But when you take yourself out of that equation, no judgment, no shame, you're not enabling, maybe you're listening. Maybe you're talking to that person. I've been where you've been. What are you going to do with that? I've been where you've been. What are you going to do with that? Then they call you at different hours. Don't go running to them. Let them sit in the witch's cauldron of their truth in their life so they can choose for themselves. Well, if this is true, could you see yourself doing this for 10 more years? And if they can't have their cake and eat it too because they're going to hate living there anyway. They will. If it's not in alignment with them, you're each thinking each one of you is a victim, but none of you are. We're just needing to look at our circle of concern. Does that make sense? So once you can accept inside your head that what you experienced took a long time, that can be your fear. It's like, oh my God, it took so long to actually get through that. You then can go, okay, this is mirroring inside my twin. Then when you go, if I can do this and I'm not even a masculine, Am I being egoic to think that they can't do that? Yeah, probably. I mean, my twin was so stubborn. I mean, he could live in a coffin and still do okay with it. Crazy shit. And so I was like, are you lying to yourself, YILDIZ? You're unfair. Okay. Well, if he's making unhealthy choices and he's dealing with these people that are quite toxic and he's choosing to do so, he's actually not a victim. He is giving it permission. He has given them permission to treat him like that. That is why we say a healthy boundary is always with ourselves. What are we giving permission to? Is it that a person can call us at 3 a.m.? I was saying this to Kerry when she was talking to me yesterday, and my twin had come home, and you know, he would call me at 3 a.m. I said, oh, he'd call me at, 1 a.m. And it was like, I'd be like, no. I'll call you tomorrow, leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you. Because it's permission-based. And he goes, oh, I used to do worse than that. Sometimes it was 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Again, I would run like a bat out of hell. Oh. Now, it'd be like, get flocked. I'm tired. I've got things to do, and because you change. The whole situation changes. You can't lose them, right? But you need, if they feel you are someone they really can see themselves with and it's not a competition, keep letting them sit in the hot pot so they actually see the truth. And if it is actually true and it is really that horrible, they're going to leave it. But if you're subduing it, one thing I was doing is, he called me, bitching about his karmic. It's like this, it's like that. And one time I was really facetious. I was like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'll stay, because we were just friends. I was like, he was adamant, no, I won't. And yeah, sure enough, he'd go back. And when you're coddling the situation and empathizing, you're indulging the ego. It's what are you going to do about that? Don't get it to a point that everything is made bubble wrapped and it's really nice and beautiful, because then they've got to go back to that crap. And it's only giving them the metaphorical morphine for so long, and then you've got to amputate. So my advice would be, spiritually, look at it and say, what are my needs right now? Okay, that was my belief. That's my wound. That's my wound. It doesn't mean they're going to do that. No, it doesn't. But while we're enabling, yes, it will. A pattern and the cake needs to be made different in the circumstance. The way you tackle it on your side of the fence is important. Rolling. I will pull some cards, but my suggestion is it is linked in your chakra system, right? It's linked in your belief and your memory and your DNA, and you're needing to release it. So while we are in the runner chaser, we're both running. While we are in separation and they are with the karmic, you have a karmic in your mind, you're healing, and a belief to do with your past tense connections of the way you were exhibiting it. And the mirror of it is that karmic is showing you something about yourself and the circumstance and your belief systems. Once you make peace with those and you're just in this one space, you will get your union. But you have to reach that. So the blockage that's coming up is you're dancing this dance with these individuals, but they haven't closed that cycle and you're believing it won't. And so you believe you have to do that in order to maintain that connection with your twin. But you actually don't. To be able, you're still going to have your connection, but you give that person less so that they can actually then, don't personalize it. It's not, half the time, even when we're in a cycle that was supposed to end a long time ago, do we have a memory and a connection to that person? 100%, but doesn't mean that it wasn't over 3 years ago. It was psychologically probably over a lot longer, but it's a pattern. And so let them break that pattern. Right. Yeah, let them look at it and go, I don't like you. Or it might be that they do like each other, that they're friends. But is it healthy? Is it functioning? Is it where their soul calls them to be right now? The closure point will be this month. But in the way we deal with those things, it's crucial. Have empathy with your own inner soul through the mirror of these individuals that you went there. And now with that information, do something with it. Okay, what could have worked with you? If you're trying to come to you and said, oh, Dale, you need to leave that. You would have sat there and gone, I know. But until you emotionally can reach forgiveness for yourself, even I don't even know why we even do that. But we do. It's like, but this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, right. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you do. It's like, hey, that's why I said, sometimes when a feminine and a masculine is both in a karmic relationship and you're poker facing it and lying to yourself saying, yeah, but if they gave me the green light, I'll go. No, you won't, because it's got nothing to do with them. It has got to do with you inside your own life not reaching closure, because your relationship with your soulmate karmic has absolutely nothing to do with your twin. That's a confidence situation. That's a making peace situation. We're all going to go one day. We all are. But you better be damn straight that what you're doing with your life, that you realize you're giving permission to these things. So if you're happy to live with that soulmate or karmic for the rest of your life, you're not living your most authentic life. Not to them and not to you. And you will get sick of doing it. We don't live for IOUs. Yeah, I have seen you, Dell. Sorry. Okay, so I'll pull the card for the lovely. I'm sorry if I've been keeping everyone. I hope we've all kind of grabbed something out of that. So, warrior woman. Yeah, it gives them permission to leave. It gives them permission to do that. You give them the sun, right? I'm over here. I empathize, I love you, doll, but this is a chapter you need to decide what is for you. And by moving this way and stepping back, they can miss you. They can go, I've got to choose. But it's them that need to, in their heart, reach that. But I do feel they're going to have the courage. But you need to trust that they will have the courage. Does that make sense? But you have courage too. I know who I am. Yes, I love you. But I don't want to be a third party. This is where I'm ready for. I'm going to have the courage to face my fears of abandonment, because you can't lose them. You want more than what you currently have right now. And by keeping that pattern there, you're not going to get that. You have to break that cycle, which is stepping back and actually testing it, whether that person can face their fears and leave. I hope that helps. But I don't have a negative feeling towards it, so I'm pretty sure you're going to be all right. A general for March. Let's see what's coming up for you, my love. For the next person on the list, the Real Empress. How are you this week? You've got a lot of details you're dealing with this week. That's okay. You'll be able to do it. Just have faith in yourself. For warrior woman, and that's good. I'm glad you are the Real Empress. Yeah, it's like I'm seeing plans, I'm seeing things you're doing. I'm seeing you actually, taking steps forward. Whatever you're doing in your love life as well as in your everyday life. Your everyday life, I just see this shiny aura. I see this bright energy. Acceptance of things, yes, but you're moving into that happy place. It's like you're tying up mess. Does that make sense? You're tying up mess, you're tying up situations. You still feel semi-conflicted by that individual, but it could be something that they're going through. But your aura is feeling really good. I see some very positive things coming through. Don't second-guess yourself, because what are you doing that's new? Something that you're doing that is new. It feels very bright. It feels very exciting. So it's a bit like, we kind of sometimes are a bit contradictory to ourselves. We are feeling everything's quite crap, but at the same time in our own general life, like your predictiveness, right? Yeah, it just feels it's very bright, it's very creative, there's positive chi coming in. You're very on mission, you're doing those things. Make sure you read the fine print, Dale. If you're launching anything, I would suggest, especially with Neptune and Pisces, we can be given deals this month where we need to read the fine print so you're not getting duped. Because they can look like a deal of a lifetime, but it's also where we can paint the most beautiful genres and get into that co-creativity that can be amazing, and it's shown in a very unique way. It's like it could be author, orientated work that is different to the norm, if you know what I mean. But we're going to be quite different to how we're doing these things. I'm just saying, like, it's an open canvas. It's an open energy that's coming for you. If you did have conflict relating to an individual, a love interest, I see that is, it's like on their side of the fence, they could be dealing with something. Does that make sense? But you've got all these brand new beginnings coming in. I just feel really excited about your energy this month. Is there anything in particular you want to know before I move along? But I mean, I'm saying it's almost like I'm on a bloody spaceship. It's white, it's clear, it's just fresh. Yeah, no, it feels very positive. It does feel very positive. It's like you're balancing things, you're shifting things about, and it is for the success of the long term. I think over the last few years, you probably look back and now where you stand, who you are, you've learned a lot. So you're manipulating the matrix to a degree. It feels like you got that logic now in it, and you're ready to do it. You're just really excited. I do see a few coming through. I don't see just it being one. I see this to be, it could be a few projects, could be a few different things. It could lead to something else, but it just feels, it's like the coast is clear. Doesn't mean you're not going to have drama. People might want to siphon your energy a bit. You won't let them. You have new beginnings, though. There's a brand new chapter coming, so be excited about it. I just love your reading. It's beautiful. I wish you the best of luck. In finances, I feel through this, it's the steps you're taking are going to provide that for you. So if you were waiting on maybe I can't give legal advice. If you were waiting on paperwork or a judgment, it can be coming through, okay? But automatically, whatever you are doing that's brand new, it's going to generate. It's long-term generation over short-term instant gratification. Does that make sense? So Dawn's next. Dawn. Yeah, enjoy that. Dawn. You got love on the mind. You've got lots happening, Dawn. I mean, overall, that's okay, sweet. Overall, Dawn, some of you might be thinking of moving. You're looking at business. You're looking at upskilling. You're looking at doing things. You're looking at money. You are going to be looking at your wellness this month. Hi, beautiful. I miss you. You've got all this, do I stay or do I go? Look, in your own life, you're going to look gorgeous this month. You might not feel it right now. I don't think most of us at the moment, being in our Venus, we don't feel so Venus. Look at this head. I'm a Venus and I don't feel so Venus. Too many things to do. Got 99 problems. But you could be balancing two jobs here. You could be balancing two situations. Could there be a little bit of jealousy coming up? Yeah, but we're human. You kind of are looking at the aura of it and it looks a little bit gross. You're like, there's, how do I put it? If we have to advertise love, it's not, how do I put it? If you watch a partnership and they're advertising their love and excessively displaying it and explaining every moment of everything they went through, they actually don't have that. Okay? So when a person is putting that up on social media and they're really promoting it, they're bragging about it, and honey, guess what you did? They don't actually have a real connection with themselves, number one. So therefore, they're existentially living that energy through the other person and trying to convince every individual that it is so, like a back off. Even though deep down, the connection is not there. Because A, the connection didn't happen with that individual inside themselves separately. Then they got with this individual. They're siphoning the energy, and both of them are matching that same vibration. So it's quite a gross, it's a bit stagnant. It's a bit murky, right? Now, in yours, you're like, I'll show you the two cards. This is the channeled energy that's coming through. And I do I psychically have visions and things, so it's not the cards. It's my energy that is channeling this. When you're looking at this, it's blue, it's thought, it's, you know, it's emotive, it's the way we act, it's the way we speak. The yellow is the sun from, you know, a belief, the inner child. It's the rings that bind us, but it's the things inside us. Here, it's Mars. It's red, it's passionate, it's love. Can we get a combination between the both? That's what you're wanting, okay? You want a spiritual connection with spunk, and you want an intimate connection with communication movement. Now, at the moment, you're kind of looking at love and going, I don't know, you're different now, number one. You are different because the way you used to have relationships may have been a little bit like that, but not completely, right? And you're like looking at it going, I got more to offer than that. I don't want a relationship like that. That's a bit too, you know, it's a bit too suffocating. Do you know what I mean? So yes, sometimes you could have some triggers coming up, but there is this two worlds merging at the moment. I do feel you're dealing with two situations. It could be, like I said, two careers, transitional feel, weighing the pros and cons. You're feeling pretty tired. You may want to go on a little bit of a holiday and just, you know, break out a sweat. But you don't quite know what to do right now. It's funny. I kind of feel in the realm of love for you, you're still recovering from the Mercury retrograde. So don't make any rash, it's over. That's it. It's where it is. I mean, it is in the old chapter if you accept it. Do you know what I mean? So it's more, I'm not going to keep doing this with you. Talking, not talking, talking, not talking. I'm not the problem. There is something going on with you that you're sugarcoating, avoiding your emotions inside your life, and that has nothing to do with me. So to get back on the path, it is where, you know, they need to know for sure. So it's in the silence that they get it. And by not giving them the detox, how do I put it? Not the detox. If you're not giving them the morphine, they have to sit with that. And if it's great, it's great. If it makes you happy. Because what will come in this week is they may shove things under the carpet and miraculously, it's all beautiful and romantic and lovely. And then they're going back to, Dawn, can you talk to me? When really, deep down, it's not. You can't sugarcoat shit. Right. So, selling a house in a connection can mean, you know, and I have, look, everyone's been here. Something major happens in a connection to free you of a contract or give you a little window, right? And then it gives you the opposite. Are you going to recommit? Mine was a couch years ago. I was like, you know, I'd been dealing with a lot of stress. And, you know, it was like, okay, we're getting a couch that is a 5-year, 7-year commitment financially. I was married. I was like, you're stressing over a couch. You're about to go into it, like you're in a relationship. But it showed me where my emotions were at. Not the person. It wasn't the person was a bad person. It's where I got to. My emotions where I got to. And I had to listen to that. So this individual at the moment is sugarcoating shit. They are brushing under the surface, acting like it's not affecting them. Do they miss you? Yes, they do. Do they think naughty thoughts on you? Yes, they do. They're scared. Yes. Did they for a time feel that this would take everything from their life and they'll come with nothing? Yes, but then when the tension comes to a point and to a head, they've got a few windows. You pull that tower down yourself, you hide in that tower and it becomes your place of imprisonment. Or universe forces your hand, and in this instance, something is pushing both of you back on this path. So I trust the process at the moment. Don't get too worried. If they have this left, right, you not being around them at the moment is actually helping them go, I really miss Dawn. Nothing bad there, Dawn. In your own life, I do see some perfect things. Sometimes you're thinking to yourself, I'll just move away, get in a relationship. But I mean, our life is great. Do you know what I mean? A relationship is the It's the salt and pepper that dances with us, but it doesn't define us. And so I just think at the moment where you are, the only one you would even be bothered with is your twin, because you just can't be bothered. Do you know what I mean? You've got your own aura. You've got your own hopes and dreams. Yes, we want to be around friends and have happiness, but it's like, I mean, to me, I said that to my twin. I said, I actually don't need anyone. I do not need a relationship. I am so bloody good. It's disgusting. Doesn't mean I don't have bad days. Doesn't mean I don't miss people. Doesn't mean that I don't value the connections that I did have in my life. But I came to a whole space. And when you do, you know, that notion of the better the devil you know than the devil you don't sometimes does apply. Because if all the affairs have happened, you've kind of looked at it and gone, I'm never going to do that again. And you've said, you're never going to do that again. You got nothing to lose. Because you've done everything. And, you know, because you had that endurance, up, down, up, down, up, down, it's probably, you know, you tend to go, I'd give it a try, and if it didn't work, I'll probably never do it again. But do we need anyone? Where your energy is this month, it's not that we don't need people, but it doesn't define us. Does that make sense? You're having a tooth extracted, you know, if you got someone there, it's maybe giving you a bit of moral support, but you still have to enjoy your life, you know what I mean? You're going to wake up with yourself, you're going to go to sleep with yourself, you're going to be birthed during that time, and you're going to pass with that self. So it's us that have to choose what our path is. But with this, I'm sensing at the moment, you are overall good. Do I think he's going to communicate? Yes. I do. I do. Very close, very soon. How do I put it? He's not liking his life. I'll leave it at that. He's not liking it at the moment. You know? Yeah. I love Sheryl Crow. Billy likes to peel his balls, bud. I love that song. All I wanna do... That's Divine Feminines this week. I don't want to be responsible. I just want to have some fun. You know, you just do. And you're still going to be accountable. But you might be a bit resentful of it. Like, yeah, I'm doing this. This is great. This is beautiful, lovely. Wish you were here. And look, when you're loving projects, it's great. Is that the last one for the day, for the night, wherever you guys are in the world? Oh, Stella, we're back. You're late, the Mad Hatter. That's okay, on. Take care. You have to inbox me and tell me how your creativity is going. How's it persevering along? Oh, okay. Something is happening for Char. Have you had communication, Char? From anyone external to that individual? Let's see. Have you heard gossip through the grapevine somehow? I'm getting gossip alert. I'm getting like major, major gossip. Major gossip. This could be something that you've said to an individual. I don't know why I'm getting this. I'm getting information traveling through the grapevine, getting to you in some shape or form. No communication other than spiritual chatter. I don't know. This could be an email. This could be social media. This it's loud. It's screaming at me. Yeah, it's not negative. It's positive. You could hear some gossip through the grapevine. Okay, my guides are showing me and telling me that you need to be ready. The first thing, and the ready card for me was like, oh, sugar. I saw communication. I pulled another card. Yep, gossip, I was saying. It's not bad. It's information. It's something to do with the change that has occurred already. It feels very fresh. I don't know. You'll not the time frame in which this is happening. You may notice a smell of spring, or it's fresh. It's crispy. It's fruity. The smell. Dream. He said he was staying off Facebook. Go and check. I don't think so. I'm being shown social media communication, seeing something different. if you notice that something has changed on their profile and it's more accessible, it's usually they're not in a karmic relationship. Divine Masculines, let's have a talk. Okay, when you block us, I just want to give you a 101. We are aware that when you change your profile photo, some shit's gone down. Okay? Because you're not allowed to when you're in a karmic relationship, so you too believe. I just wanted to put that out there. Be who you need to be. Magician, they're getting their power back. There's a change in direction. It's true. I used to look at it and go, okay, what's happened now? Why? Because as feminines, we used to do that. We'd put sad songs up. I'd never do that now. You ain't privy to know what's going on in my mind. I ain't Sharon. I ain't a poker face. I'm great. This is fantastic over here. You wish you were living this life. Meanwhile, you're like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm great. Everything is perfect and beautiful. We're living the dream over here. You wish you were here too. And meanwhile, you're like, oh. So that's why you'll see a change in their media. And I'm saying the card was coming up. Stop blocking people. I have blocked people. I ain't taking them back on my Facebook. I blocked them because it just created too much drama. Now, as for the connection, you're kind of wasting your time. Because number one, you're going to end up communicating. So it's kind of pointless. If it was an ending, you'd delete, block, wouldn't look at ratings, and you'd just be like, done, diddy, done, diddy, done. So only you can answer that question. Now, chart at the moment, I'm seeing the Magician energy. Universe is pushing you. They're pushing you at the moment in a transformation sense with some new things in your life, but you're getting a bit scared by them. What are those things? Only you can answer that, but it's like you kind of feel pressured that you need to make some changes, and it can be causing a little bit of fear. But they're asking you, they're kicking your butt, Char. They're like, come on, do it. Have courage. Go try these things. I do see someone's interested in you, but again, it's not, you're not feeling it. You're not feeling it. So I do see there is something where you are like changing, all right? You're changing. You're coming into your Magician energy. You also know that they do have power as well as you. Takes two to tango in the mix. You could be worried that you're going to hear something that you don't want to hear. We can't break what's broken. Don't get scared. Have you sent that bloody email? Have you sent it? I feel this is you saying something. I don't feel it's negative. I don't feel it's negative at all. But I do feel gossip coming through. This can either be you physically seeing it through social media. It can be that somebody tells you this information. It could be direct family or tribe that contact you, but it feels information. It could. I sent it in spirit. Demi Lovato, what's wrong with being confident? Making a statement of how you felt to do with the situation. You know what? If I had been in a connection, I'm just going to give you an example. And suddenly, which was my twin flame path for 25 years, it was like, oh, God, I thought we were going to do X, Y, and Z. We were planning, we were mapping, bang, MIA gone. Crickets, person's married. Are you within your right to have a feeling about it? 100%. Are you within your right to say, wow, that's really interesting that happened, because I wasn't privy to that information, and to my belief, we were in a connection. Yeah, I will say that hurt me. I'm just really disappointed that you weren't able to be transparent with me. Bang, send, email. That is you then, in your power, saying, not judging, because you don't know the reasons why that person's done those things, but actually saying, on my side of the fence, this is how I saw it, and it's up to them if they choose to respond. We're not going to get our closure from those people, but you have honoured your throat chakra. Okay? Sometimes other things we weren't privy to happened that we were none the wiser of. It isn't actually personal, but it was at the time because it happened to us and we weren't privy to that information. But were we seeing signs? Were we keeping that communication open? And if we can't learn to do that now, how are we going to be able to do that inside the connection? So challenging these fears of rejection. Theoretically, we've all been rejected, okay? Wherever we stand in our life, theoretically, we could say we've been rejected. We haven't really. Try to not personalize it. Try to speak for it. That could be something that my guides keep harping on about, which are theoretically your guides. You could be scared if they're in a karmic relationship. Are they? Aren't they? Right. You could be scared you will be judged. Why? Why? You went through something. That has nothing to do with another person if they're there. And if it does, that's their karma. Do you get what I'm saying? You can actually say, oi, right, that wasn't cool. That was not cool. This is who the new me is. I'm not going to get salty at you. I'm just making an open-ended statement here. Wow, I'm really sad that, that's what you thought this was. We were friends as well as a connection. I believed X, Y, and Z we were planning, and then this is what I have heard through the grapevine. Gossip, acknowledge where the information came from, and put it out there. So this month, yes, we will be honoring our emotions, okay, in a healthy way. But again, Neptune and Pisces can be, you presume something is a certain way, not necessarily it was, and we won't know till we hear that if they choose to share that with us. There could have been something else going on. So be open-minded. Only ever speak from your personal experience, and then when and if and what they choose to do with that, that's their power. You've given them it is theoretically, it's information. It's an opportunity to communicate for them if they choose to. It's not pressuring that you have to respond to me. I wanted to know X, Y, and Z. No, I saw it from this way. That's what I thought due to X, Y, and Z. Do you get what I'm saying? And then what they do with that is totally up to them. Stella. Last one. Not taking any more super chats because I've got to go. This video is getting too long. We will be putting up a post on the website, which is not a post. It's going to be a notification center. I'm also going to be doing additional days for super chats that will get paid to the website. So I will host them. You will put your name down in an email list if you want to be part of that, or you just purchase and I'll have you in the actual notification. I'll set it up effectively. And so I'll set the dates, and if you want to be part of them by becoming part of the website, you'll know when those are. And then we can have those additional super chat days. Stella, do you know the cards you got? You feel like you're juggling. You have a choice. You're juggling. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay? I think I'm stuck. So there's a work situation going on. You also have a love situation going on that you feel stuck. You could be sensing conflict coming up also inside your twin's life, okay? It's like conflict, okay? There's a lot of conflict going on. The conflict could be in your aura where you're feeling very stressed. What is he thinking? Okay, look, it's tense energy. It's tense energy. Both of you are stuck in a karmic relationship. Both of you are stuck. And it's not really, it only becomes a karmic relationship when we feel that we're staying for other reasons than just for ourselves. And it's like, how do I put it? It's like, okay, when we're split and we're in two places, can we love other people? Yes, we can. At the moment, mentally, both of you are dealing at the moment with acceptance, with, you know, belief systems. There is something going on inside both your side of the fence and theirs. There's conflict, okay? There is arguments over the other side. Yours are happening internally. Theirs are happening on the 3D. It's to do with commitments. These transits with everything direct now, especially because we are Venus signs. That's both Taurus and Libra. They're Venus energies. You know, we had the transit of Venus retrograde. For Virgo and Gemini at the moment, you guys are recovering from the Mercury retrograde in that. Of what you do in your day-to-day life, how it affects you, your quality systems, how it's affecting and impacting your health, your mental health, your wellness. Aries, the same thing, is shadow sign, you know, in Aries chart. You know, the Venus traditionally for collective Aries is Libra. Again, it's Venus. It's your money, it's your wellness. It is your, you know, your vibration. So at the moment in your connection, Stella, between you and your twin, both of you are doing a lot, okay? It could be trying to get your balance back, trying to get your wellness back. There's conflict relating to belief systems. There's a lot of fear coming up in the karmic relationship on masculine side. There's abandonment wounds coming up, fear of separation. I don't know why I see documentation. You feel that they need to choose what is going to be best for them. The sacral chakra energy is spiking. I feel that will come for some of us mid-month, but for some of us it's already happening now. Yes, do I feel they will make that decision? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But there still will be that circumstance on your side of the fence. Does that make sense? They're looking at that. Could it be a change in career? Yes, but I also feel that they are looking at their life of where they stand, what they have left, and what they want to do with it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, looking at the devil in the detail. Very tired. Oh, tell me about it. That's what we were saying at the beginning of it. Divine feminines will feel tired, especially Libra. Especially Libras. You know, Venus was in a Plutonian sign, which is Scorpio. You know, very scorpionic. It's fatiguing, but it's tying up the loose ends, letting things go, restructuring them, repairing them, getting tired and sluggish through the crown chakra, the dream state. It's almost like universe is slowing us down to move us forward. But it is going to be in the long run. It will pass. It won't be like this the whole month. And then you're going to be all systems go. So just really honor your body. On their side of the fence, I feel they're privately dealing with internal conflict. This can be to do with their wellness, their body, their career, their money, and family. The other side of it, on your side, you're picking it up in their aura. Yeah. Health, it does seem that it may improve on their side. Okay, so overall, I think it'll pass, but you need to give it a week, Stella. I think that Ascension style of things should ease up within the first week, and then we can get right into mission. For Libras and Aries, you know, this is a transformative month. We're going to have the Sun and we're going to have Mercury in Aries, so just be careful of not blowing people's butts up. Okay, love and light. Thank you so much for following and commenting. Stay tuned for the website. I'll put a notification center up, so if you do want to get the notifications of the lives and the super chats, you actually get those. I'll make a self-hosted page for it if you want it separate from YouTube, because not all of you will get the notifications of lives. I do put it up in the schedule, but if I've put other posts up, you just won't even get the notification of the post. Okay? If I put more than 3 zodiac signs up, you don't get it. That doesn't work for our style channels, because we have 12 zodiac signs and we want to service our clientele, and that is not providing us with such. Okay? Love and light, guys. Take care.